When is an incentive and when is it a bribe? And when does it work and when doesn't it work? So maybe Ms. Schwalbe, would you take that first?
Yeah, sure. I mean, in global health, we sort of advise against them because it's better to, work with people so that they understand the value of the health intervention. And it's seen as a pretty short-term, it's not even a fix. So, we really think it's kind of a bad idea, and we can give hundreds of examples. I think the most famous example is clearly India and its sterilization and the incentives that were offered in the 70s, 80s, even into the 90s around the world on incentivizing women to get sterilization and men by paying them. And it really just backfires at the end of the day. So I am surprised, actually, we've just started a systematic review on that issue, because I'm surprised at how quickly that's become a go-to here, and I find it highly worrisome.
Can I just add? I mean, I do think just because of, all the politicization of mask wearing, of the CDC, of this whole pandemic, that, it's really, I think, there are different segments of the population that have a more difficult understanding of how valuable these vaccines are. And I think what we're seeing even in Ohio with the $1 million lottery, that they've actually seen an uptick in vaccinations since they started the lottery. So hard to say if it's causal or association, but that's what they've seen. And I think that, no, and I agree with Nina that, of course, you want the public to have an appreciation for how that intervention is helping not just the individual, but the whole, right? But I just think that the way that this pandemic has gone on, all of the politics involved has, unfortunately, I think that for a certain segment of the population, incentives are actually going to be useful. There's a UCLA Harvard study going on right now, and they found that even offering, they asked people about $25, $50, or $100, and about $100, more people were willing to actually to get the vaccines if you were to offer some money to them. Also, if you were able to say to them, okay, if you get the vaccine, you won't have to wear your mask. Apparently that also, again, this is a study that just was sort of asking people, if this happened, would you do this? It's not necessarily observational, but showed that providing some incentives overall had a net positive effect, and that's an ongoing study. So, but I know Nina's absolutely correct that there's definitely conflicting evidence, and it can be very tricky with incentives.
One of my favorite incentives, given that the pandemic is fueled by obesity, is that Krispy Kreme, as you know, offered free donuts to people with vaccines. So yeah, exactly. Go figure there.
And that became on social media a huge some people were very outspoken about how they didn't think that was a great incentive, because donuts are not healthy, and we're encouraging people to eat unhealthy snack foods, where I just said, look, it's one donut. One donut is not going to change things, and if one donut is going to somehow incentivize someone to get this vaccine, then the benefit of that outweighs the 300-calorie donut.